Good morning and welcome everyone to our third Tech Startup Investment Summit. I know that there are others joining from different time zones. So once again, good morning, afternoon, good evening for everyone joining from around the world. And on behalf of Sri Lanka America Chamber of Commerce, we thank you for joining and taking this opportunity to be informed, to learn about various investment opportunities, particularly in the tech industry, the booming tech industry in Sri Lanka. So before I get to introduce the esteemed panel today, I just want to very briefly introduce Sri Lanka America Chamber of Commerce for those who are joining for the first time. Based in headquartered in Las Vegas, USA, Sri Lanka America Chamber of Commerce. We have some chapters in other states as well, and we are particularly focused on promoting commerce between Sri Lanka and USA. So today's exercise, which we began 3 months ago, is one of them. So we have a very strong focus on the booming IT sector in Sri Lanka. That is an extremely unique product that we believe we can offer to the world. And amongst many other things, this is an industry that has shaped extremely well in terms of its discipline, its technology, and extremely good ecosystem is in the making and being recognized world over. So that's why we have uh, no doubt in bringing this opportunity to every Sri Lankan expatriate in USA and around the world. And another key initiative of Sri Lanka America Chamber of Commerce is promoting tourism, particularly wellness tourism in Sri Lanka to the North American consumer. And we all know that North America is a long haul flight to Sri Lanka. So the standard tourism may not be as appealing to take 2 days to get there. However, wellness tourism is again another niche product that is has getting been established very well in Sri Lanka. So we Slackcom is sending a group of high-profile stakeholders of the wellness tourism industry in the U.S. next month to Sri Lanka, completely organized and sponsored by us, to take a first-hand look and experience them and come back and report and tell the world. All right, so enough about that. Now let me start welcoming our esteemed panel. So to begin with, so today we have Mr. Sachindra Samaratna is the Associate Chief Digital Economy Officer of ICTA in Sri Lanka, the body that is the, I believe, the glue of this entire industry. And if those of you may remember, we started this back in June in the sidelines of a huge investment conference that ICTA and Sachindra and the team put together. So today I want to welcome him to begin proceedings with summary of that investment forum and how the future outlook is about before we turn into various startups and pointing you in various opportunities. So let me welcome Sachindra. Sachindra, over to you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Aruna, and a very good morning, afternoon, and evening to all who have joined. Aruna, can my slides be shown on screen? Right, great. Thank you. Okay, so once again, thank you to those who have been part of this forum since the beginning, and a big thank you to Slackcom and especially Aruna for keeping this consistently going on. So while I explain to you about the Digicon Global Investment Summit about 2 sessions back when we started this, uh, the best thing I thought was to let you know what happened, and not only by showing pictures and photographs, but also with a outcome and evaluation report that we have done through a third party. And this is that report that I will present during the next 10 minutes. This report was done with the support of USAID and Palladium, working with a third party evaluation team. So the event was held on the 25th of June, and I would say, based on the report, you would see that we had a very successful one. And then we have shown some of the feedback provided by the third party. We've had more than 350 participants. I'm sorry, this zero has gone somewhere, who attended this. And of course, this was done global a forum of this nature with the investment was done for the first time. We had 350 people attending, and we provided an opportunity for 47 tech companies, and we were lucky to have 30 investors. Even though I used the term lucky, we had to put a lot of effort to secure and attract these investors to our forum. 15 from Sri Lanka and 15 from overseas. And we do thank our partners, especially Inventures, who you would also know, for partnering with us to introduce these investors and help bring them to Sri Lanka to showcase our country. The tech companies which I mentioned were predominantly from Colombo, but we are happy to also have those outside Colombo, because our tech ecosystem, if you remember, one third of our startup population is outside of Colombo. So we have to do a bit of more work to get those from outside of Colombo. But we're happy to have one of those companies, two of those companies, presenting in this forum today. The breakdown of the tech companies which we had, I'm happy to say they are from AI, from machine learning, and some of the uh, high demand technologies as well. And also, our representation of companies had those who were earning a revenue of less than $0.5 million, which says that they are in their first cycles of earning revenue, but also those who are earning more than $1 million in revenue as well. So we had different categories of companies who got the opportunity to be part of this summit. Plus, their ask was, as you see on the slide, varied. Some asked around $100,000 to 500,000 based on their revenue generation, but some were looking at even beyond $1 million of investment. So the most important part is which you find on this right hand side, which are the key event outcomes based on those 47 companies meeting those 30 investors and the conference participants. We had 140 one-on-one meetings as a whole. These 47 companies had 140 one-on-one meetings, and through the entire conference, they were able to connect to 264 leads. This is a big deal, which they are following up on. And we have been consistently since June following up with these companies, and we have good feedback from 30 of those who are now very strongly following up with 21 of those investors, 21 investors who were there. And this could lead into a pipeline of $14.8 million coming in as investments if they work out. Apart from investment, there are 9 companies who are now discussing on partnerships as well. So this is a very good outcome based on the matchmaking exercise which held. It was held for, I would say, that kind of structured approach was held for the first time, and we are very happy with the outcome that we have got, and we are still following up. And of course, this is an area which you could support us more as well. Coming from the investor point of view, I hope you all could see see the screen and the details and the statistics here. The investors were very happy about the event, and as you see, 60% of the investors really appreciated the event organizing and the professional execution of this event. And many did share that this was an event of international standards, and sometimes much more than some of the events that they've visited in other countries, especially the matchmaking process that we adopted. Because we adopted a platform and it was very well streamlined execution. We're also happy to say that 30% of these investors found strong potential within these startups, and also 30% of them feel that they could work in the future. They could have next steps with these startups as well, and they feel that they can expand regionally. So that is a very good validation for these companies. But some of the things that they also mentioned as learnings, because this is the first time we did this, we plan to do it at least for 2 years to go. And then some of the learnings are they instructed that, or they advised that these tech companies in Sri Lanka first also get acquainted with the local tech ecosystem investors, and something that we're trying to do with the Lankan Angel Network, who you met last time. But also, very important point, exactly what we're doing today. They were saying that we should work with the Sri Lankan expats, which they also know quite a few, and then see how the investment could work. And those are some of the points that I mentioned on the screen, which were very valuable. And we do have to help these companies in their strategy, in their investment thesis, and their valuation. So this was a important point that the investor shared with us. From an investee's point of view, those companies' point of view, uh, so 89% of the investees or participants were very happy about the experience. And 77% were able to actively participate in 4 or more one-on-one meetings. And this is a great thing. So they were able to pitch to 4 or more investors. Um, and also 70% expressed investor feedback was very valuable. Even some of them, if it didn't really go to next steps, their feedback was quite valuable for them. And from a constructive feedback was given through from these investees. Again, similar to what the investors said, that they want to meet some of those local investors, and where some of them were looking at the local market, and strategically as well, and a few other logistical arrangements, because our event had 5 panel discussions, and of course we had panel discussions to bring about the expertise of some of the speakers. And there was not a lot of time for networking per se, apart from the matchmaking events. Think about some unique things which happened during the investment summit, where there were 3 key announcements made. That's one of those announcements that you see here, where board back future unicorn of Sri Lanka was able to raise their first round of funding through Tofino Capital in the US. And they announced that. And secondly, another company called Kaiju Labs were done an investment through Tenity based in Singapore, along with Ripple, supported by N Ventures. And thirdly, IFS, which is a company based in Sweden, announced that they were going to set up a new entity at Port City, and their main investor, which is EQT, who also bought WSO2 during the recent acquisition of WSO2. EQT has announced that they will be bringing some of those companies that they have invested to Sri Lanka, just like they've brought in IFS. I should note that Mark Moffat, the CEO of IFS, specially flew down for this purpose, for the announcement, and then he met His Excellency the President, and then he flew back in about 30 minutes after the meeting. So that's how important this was for the CEO of IFS. We had very good coverage in print media, and happy to say that E27, which runs Echelon in Singapore, some of you might know, published 2 main articles. These are the articles that they published. And we have already set a map for 2025. And these are some of the main indicators. Aruna, please let me know just 1 minute before I need to finish. And these are some of those main milestones that we plan till the Digits 2025. And yes, please keep June, July. We will tell you the exact date, and our uh, intention of all partners who have come together whether for Digis 2024 is to make Digis 2025 happen. So this time we really like to have those who have been joining us in this forum visiting Sri Lanka during the month of it should be end June or early July, and so please have your calendars marked for that. And we will be doing many things from now to that, taking from the learnings of the report, investor awareness, which is we are doing right now, and we need your support to create awareness among many more expats, many more investors who you might know. Investor readiness clinics is something that we plan to do in partnership with some of our partners. Local investor matchmaking, exactly like what the report mentioned, are those things that we have planned. So this is alongside an entire ecosystem building funnel that we have adopted for the past, I would say, 10 years. And where alongside the funnel, you see at the end of the spectrum, more towards your right, you would see where this investment work is done. But there are many other partners who are supporting this entire funnel from the left hand side of creating inspiration, ideation, incubation, and supporting them through revenue. And this is an important slide I would like to get your attention to, and areas that you could support. And we would work with Slackcom, with Aruna and the team, to see who can support in which what areas, especially investor awareness, creating and showing and showcasing the Sri Lanka proposition. We called our summit Harnessing Untapped Potential. And that's very important. And we need your support to create awareness of that untapped potential. And of course, if you plan to come down to Sri Lanka at any point of time, do let us know so that we can introduce some of these companies. Second, to build the funnel, we would really like to have you joining us in mentoring some of these startups, mentoring some of them so that they can understand and get more exposure into the US market and any other markets that you have access to, connections to acceleration or incubation, which is a very important thing. And then increasing investment is something, of course, which is important. If you are looking at investing, we will work with you and connect you to some of the funds, the angel networks, and see how we can funnel that investment through. There was a good proposition by some of the speakers to create a venture fund in Sri Lanka where the government will facilitate and will invite corporates such as Mastercard, Brandix, who have already been a partner, Microsoft, Huawei, create a corporate fund to fund the next rounds of funding, early stage to Series A, with the support of a venture funding partner. And that's important that we highlight it. And of course, the most another important thing, the government regulations and reforms, which we are dealing with the American, dealing with the financial ministry. So I think my time is up. I see Aruna coming on the stage. And with that, I will close and thank you once again for your time and hope we can work on these 5 areas. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sachindra. I think it is very, very exciting, and I have been following remotely of all the proceedings in DigiCon 24, and it was very, very professionally managed. So, congratulations to you and your team. And very happy to see a summary here. And I'm inviting all the listeners today and who will actually join this forum offline afterwards to pay attention to these areas. There's a lot of talent within our own Sri Lankan expat community, either to invest, nurture a startup, and basically get involved in one of these 5 areas. I also want to inform both Sachindra and our viewers today that this initiative we want you to understand we are creating the platform in bringing the startup companies and the potential investors together. But this is not only confined to this webinar that we hold once a month, which we intend to keep it forever as long as there are startups to actually who wants to grab this opportunity. We are also already begun a roadshow, kind of taking this concept, right? So last month, early this month, 3 other board directors, Mr. Douglas Pereira, Mr. P.R. Jayasanka, and Mr. Pragit Pereira, joined me in a tour to California. And how we are doing this is we are appealing to other civic organizations of Sri Lankan communities and other communities actually to be receptive to this message. So I want to thank the Sri Lanka Foundation, Dr. Walter Jayasingh and his executive team in Sri Lanka Foundation in partnering with us in promoting, not only promoting this, but also working with us in inviting other potential investors. So this California trip was extremely positive, and we will be setting up some, as you say, some road shows, very targeted road shows in time to come with some mega investors. But the idea is this is not only for the mega investors, it is for average people like you and I as well, how we could get involved. And tonight I'm taking a trip to Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area. And the goal is the same, to promote this and to cultivate this concept and find champions in those cities so that we can actually proliferate this idea. So with that said, Sachindra, thank you very much for taking the time. I think our first startup presenter is Udita Bandara from Blue Chip. So let me bring Udita on. Udita, if you are ready, let me bring you onto stage. Hi, Udita.
Hi,
Yours, take
hi
it away.
everyone. Yeah, let
I
me
will
share
share your
my.
presentation as well. Yes,
Okay, am I audible?
you are audible and you can see your presentation as well.
Of course. Hello, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon to everyone. So my name is Sudita Bandara, and I'm from Blue Chip Technologies Asia. So our product is called ColorWise AI, which is targeting the intelligent AI for voice. So at the moment, we see a lot of voice data within the organization, and there's a huge set of voice data within the call centers and within the organizations are day to day keep track within the organization. So what we do is we understand this voice through our product, which is called ColorWise, and we try to make an intelligent decision to this voice data. So according to Forbes, human voice is the next frontier within the data. So that is what we are trying to address in our product, which is called ColorWise. So companies sitting on this underutilized data, where a lot of organizations, when you try to call in a call center, trying to make a customer call, it could be a complaint, it could be a sales call, where we try to understand what the call is about and what is the sentiment within the call. So our product trying to achieve where to the AI platform. So we have created our own AI platform to address these potential challenges. So let me go into the next slide. So these are some of the use cases you have seen that we can achieve through our product in terms of fraud detection. So when someone try to identify certain fraudulent call within their call, also in terms of lead generation. Let's say if you are doing a sales call in your marketing or sales department, and you want to identify whether that call can lead to a potential lead. So at the moment, what happening is organizations trying to make this as a scripted call via no, it doesn't actually go through the intelligent part of the voice data. So in our product, we try to address this and we try to address the voice data, not just in the English language, also the other major languages. And if you look at the markets, US call centers are one of the biggest markets where voice calls are mostly in the English language that's used for the day-to-day large corporates. But there are only a couple of organizations trying to actually address this problem, and we can do a lot of things in terms of automation and addressing this problem. And another aspect of this product is the voice bot. So where we can provide the automated voice agent. So this agent can interact in real time and it can interact with the automated voice agent. So we can also replace the standard call center agent by providing this automated voice bot, and it can be customized on different scenarios. Could be for products, it could be for certain services or banking and financial sector. So let me go to the next slide. So this is our product architecture. We are recently upgrade our architecture to NVIDIA technology stack as well, where we are providing a lot of in-depth analysis to our product, where we try to address these signal changes between the voice. And we can also support multiple languages, because what we do in our product is we try to analyze the tonal changes. So the way the person speak, the behavior, all these things we keep into mind. And we also have different versions within the product cater to different organizations or the different locals within the regions as well. So where NVIDIA also power some of our features, where we now partner with NVIDIA as well for some of our product delivery. So call center market is a very bigger market in the region, and this voice data is an untapped data area within the AI technology space. Only large organizations like Amazon, Google have certain products into voice, but not directly addressing the corporate call center voice data. So that is what we are trying to achieve in our target share of market, where we're trying to achieve the organization's voice data tapping into call centers and how we can incorporate our technology stack, which is the AI layer, into these call centers and the voice data. And there are a lot of potential use cases, but initially we focus on the financial and insurance sector call centers to address these challenges and providing intelligent feedbacks. So this is our pricing model. We mainly target B2B customers, where B2B customer might have a call center on their own. So we can provide our infrastructure and the services added into existing call center. We can support call center technologies like Cisco and other technology providers, where we can provide very intelligent platform within our within our solution. So these are some of the competition. In US, we have a competition called SalesCon and CallMiner. In Asia region, we have Fano Labs as a competition, which is targeting mostly Chinese and Cantonese languages. This is some of the competition, but we try to more use the natural language where not just English, where it could be any spoken language, but we try to address the way person talk, and based on that, we try to apply the use case. So we use things like deep learning and deep reinforcement learning, these kind of AI techniques to address these challenges. So in terms of our traction, we are also a partner with Microsoft as well, and we are doing Azure integration. Also, Microsoft Teams. Recently, we joined with NVIDIA partnerships, where we try to incorporate within their marketplace and within their ecosystem. And we are planning to pitch on the NVIDIA AI Summit as well as one of our recent engagement with NVIDIA. So we have regional offices in Hong Kong and UK, apart from Sri Lanka. US also we have a Delaware-based office. We have recently pitched for innovations space accelerator based in Delaware. Also for NVIDIA, also we are recently partnered up with their startup program, and also incorporating into the NVIDIA ecosystem with the voice data, because there's a huge research space within this AI. So AI is a really a bigger space, especially the voice AI. We also work on a lot of research within our AI product as well. We collaborate with universities and research partners. We also address into African market as well with our recent research initiative, where we try to address the language changes and the voice changes in a specific language in Kenya as well. This is our team. I'm coming from mostly a technical background based out of Asia, where I'm looking at the emerging technologies before starting my startup. Then around 5 years ago, I have started my startup, which is focusing on AI technology as a core technology, and I have seen the need for the voice data, which is an untapped market at the moment, where is a huge potential to address the voice data and the AI layer to provide the solution. So we have team of data scientists, business analysts, business development executives working with us locally and regionally as well. So thank you everyone. I hope you have a good understanding about our product and our company. Looking forward to share more details follow up. Thank you.
Thank you, Dita. That is extremely exciting. And I have to believe that this is one of the most cutting edge technologies that the whole world is trying to get into. And I'm extremely, honestly, surprised in a very pleasant way to see that in terms of convenience and economy, your product is already on the top right quadrant compared to everyone else. So I think that is a very great feat to achieve, because I'm sure although you only portrayed only three, I think, other competitors, this must be an area that there's a lot of competition.
Yeah, so there are a couple of competitors within this market, but a lot of competitors they didn't address the regional and non-English speaking languages. So our competitive advantage is we can address different dialects and different languages in the mix of language. Even in English now, people mix with some sort of their local version, and there's
You're
mix of
right.
So that challenges we try to address in our product.
Are you targeting India as well? There's so many languages and dialects.
Yeah, of course. We have recently exhibit in India in Mumbai as well. Our solution, and there's upcoming summit on NVIDIA AI summit. We are trying to pitch in that as well, where there's a lot of potential in the India call centers as well.
Wonderful. Congratulations for this wonderful product and thanks for presenting, Udita. I hope our viewers are taking note of this. So, with that said, I'm ready to bring on our next speaker and note actually. So, today we have invited just 3 out of the 47 startups who were supported by this investment conference that was held back in June under this ICT umbrella. So, now really glad to have you all, and hopefully, as we progress through this program, we will get a chance to hear from each one of them. So, my next guest is Mr. Kirti Gunawardana. Kirti is the founder of Gendo Innovations. So, without further ado, let me invite Kirti. And Kirti, you are on. I will share your presentation as well. Kirti, yeah, you are on. You may take it. Kirti, you may be on mute. Kirti, are you on mute? I think that he must be. Looks like he's having some technical difficulties. Um, until he's able to sort them out. If it's okay, Kalinga, let me come to you. Uh, I will let me introduce Kalinga. Kalinga, uh, Kalinga Gunawardana is the C Digital founder. Kalinga, I will add your presentation as well. You're
Okay.
on screen now.
Okay. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Kalinga, and I'm representing a startup called Worklens under Say Digital. While we are running our digital agency, we had 3 questions every time to answer. Where our team at last week and what they have done today, who is idle, and we actually tried a lot of tools in the market, but most of them are too complex for us, and we couldn't find the answers without wrestling without with the tool. So this actually led us to innovate on something on this space. So this was the reason that we built this tool called Worklens. So Worklens is a task and resource management tool together, and we are completely on open source. We are licensed under AGPL, and it can be extended by the plugins. So currently we have almost 3,000 plus users, and using Worklens, our users have created more than 3,500 plus projects, and they have created 40,000 plus tasks. Some of the reviews that we have getting from our users are like this. So this is something that we are continuously receiving from our users. So once we have open source our product, within a week we have reached to 700 plus stars, 30 plus folks, and 240 plus unique clones, and we were on Hacker News as well. So this was completely organic. So by looking at our database, our users, like the majority of the users, are coming from Sri Lanka, United States, and Poland. When you look at the US market, like 22% of the professional and the businesses service are small, like the small businesses, and among the majority of the small businesses. So this data came from the US Chamber of Commerce, and this actually led us to innovate on this space to create a modern ERP for the service industry. So our roadmap is something like this. We actually now planning to create a financing and accounting module, which is actually giving the profitability of the projects and so on and so forth. Plus, we have a plan to create an HR module, an inventory management module, plus a CRM, which was actually a lot of users, the current users asking from us, plus a field service management module, which is including the GPS tracking and workflow management and so on and so forth. Plus, there's another addition that we are trying to add is the client portal, which we are really planning to release within few weeks. So when you look at this market, even though there are commercial products out there, when it comes to the open source sector, we there are very few products who can compete with us, which is actually giving us organic leads as well. So currently we have two business models. One is actually the cloud versions that we are offering for those who can't self-host or on their own, which is actually starting from 599 per month. And we have a self-hosted version, which is starting from 2,500 users dollars per year, which is actually kind of a support plan. And we are billing on top of the this base price for the customizations that our customers need. So we have a plan to go from 2,000 paid users to 2 million paid users. So this is our way, how we have articulated our process. And most of the work is actually doing by our team. So for reaching to this level, we are requesting about 20% of the company for $250,000. So that's what we have done. So this is actually one of our customers, a Sri Lankan customer sent us the way how we are the way they are using the work for their stand-up meetings and all. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Kalinga. So that's pretty exciting. I was hoping to see things like services like Salesforce in your competitive diagram, but I don't think I saw them. So it is a very different set of organizations.
Yeah. Salesforce probably, but it's kind of a CRM, but we are
Right.
not into the CRM at the moment. But the way how we are positioning the product is not just a task management tool. It's kind of a 360-degree product for the service sector. So we can extend the product for different markets or different domains. For an example, for the legal sector, and the benefit of this product is, since it's having this open nature, they can host their own self. The way how we are positioned, another way how we can think of this work lens is another vehicle that we have designed for the Sri Lankans to market ourselves by offering different solutions on top of work lens. So that's the way how we are moving forward now. So already we
Uh,
actually started discussions in pretty big organizations who doesn't want to have a large cloud bills in their accounts. So they are trying to discuss with us to customize the product and use it as their own.
that's very impressive, actually. I mean, listening through to various different modules that actually can plug and play. I mean, in my own organization, I can see, I mean, we have so many different services from various vendors. So looks like this is all brought under one hood, right? So in your offering, um, pretty impressive. But I was actually very intrigued to see the 599 price. So you actually are you targeting the low end of the market, or you said you are going after the corporates too? So how does that work?
So this is 599 is for the way how we have designed the product, and the way how designed our team is, actually we are very lean. So our costs are very low. So we wanted to offer that benefit for the customers at the moment, because we don't have that investor backing it as well. So once we have that footprint, we might be able to increase our prices for different modules. But we need to have, like, because this is a very competitive area. So if you are not having a competitive price, we can't compete with them. But the 599 was actually for that reason. But it doesn't say that the quality is low or something like that. But we wanted to try the experiments of pricing, but I don't want to go into that path, because
Mhm.
still we are validating into different sectors. So on the other hand, we are very lean, like the Telegram, like 30 people team or less than 30 actually. So we don't pay for the ACs because we are living in the hill country. So so our costs are very low actually. So
You are
that
from the Bandaravela, right? So I have listened to some of your podcasts and all that. Very impressive work you guys are doing. Yeah.
thank you. So that's basically what we are doing.
Okay, so that's exciting actually. There's sometimes again food for thought. I think it is very smart to actually pass the benefit to the consumer so that a lot of people will be interested. I mean, anyone can give it a try with the 599 price tag. But at the same time, I was just thinking, I mean, medium to large firms, whether they will look at this seriously when you see that kind of pricing. Price communicates something as well, quality as well. Just a random thought that I had, Kalinga. Again,
Yeah.
let's connect offline, and we are, as Slackcom, we are very happy to actually help you in any way, shape, or form. And looks like this is another very good investment proposition for everyone. Talking to our viewers. So thank you, Kalinga.
Thank
And
you.
let me bring the next speaker on. I believe Kirti is ready now. Just before I bring you on, Kirti, let me give a try to bring Mr. Charita Yattagoda, the Minister Commercial attached to the Sri Lankan Embassy. I think he had some technical difficulties too. Uh, no, he's muted. So let me introduce Mr. Kirti Kodituako. Kirti is the founder of Gender Innovations. So, Kirti, you are on, and let me share your presentation as well.
Thank you, Aruna. I think I am audible, right? So you can hear
You
me.
are, yes, we can
Sure.
see you and hear you. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and I would like to explain what the gender innovation mission is. Now, as you know, the 30% of global deaths are happening due to cardiovascular diseases. So that is considered as the global number one killer. But we all change our lifestyles and we do exercises, we do diet controls to avoid this killer and maintain our lifestyle. But throughout the time, we have a problem because we don't know whether something going on in our body or whether there is risky situation happening inside our body. To understand this condition, according to the medical terms, we have a identification because this cardiovascular disease is not coming over a short period of time. It takes very long period. So understanding the earliest stages of cardiovascular diseases can save almost 50% of these deaths are happening due to cardiovascular diseases. So that's the key motivation we had when we invented this technology. When we invented this, we saw this endothelial dysfunction. This is the earliest condition that we can detect. So that condition is something we can analyze through the changes that are happening in the blood flow and also the blood vessel responses. And this kind of changes can be identified through through the sensors, and to process that we needed machine learning system because we had to do a lot of complicated analysis. So by by combining all these things, we build a new product, a new technology. So as the next point, the challenge was to challenge was to take it to the market. So this entire thing was identified, and then what we did was we did the IP security, because we were planning to go to the global market. In that process, this IP security is very important. So that was the first stage that we covered as a research team. And after that, the next challenge was to go for the clinical trials and prove the clinical applicability and the safety to the patient. For that, we collaborated with the Colombo Medical Faculty and went to the National Hospital of Sri Lanka and Asiri Hospital of Sri Lanka and conducted our clinical trials there. So, after conducting those clinical trials, we managed to publish our trials in the IEEE Biomedical Engineering World Conference to get the required accreditation from the academic community as well. Because when we introduce this kind of a new technology to the world, so it is very important to get that accreditation as well. And and then after we develop that, then we look at what is the kind of competitors face for this technology. Then we identified there are three things. One is that there was a Israeli company who was doing something similar to us, and also there was a Russian company who was doing similar technology, and also there was a older method to address the similar uh, result, uh, that is ultrasound method. So then we had a critical evaluation about our effectiveness and also the cost effectiveness and both parameters, because when we are introducing this kind of a technology, it should be working better than the existing solution, plus it should be affordable and effective in terms of the price. So we as a technology, so we managed to tick all the boxes. And the the most important thing is this uh, competitor Israeli company also referred our clinical trial publication in their website as one of the latest achievement in this field. So we can consider as a winning point uh, uh, in the competition. And then we look at how we expand and how we strengthen our business model. Then we thought this is a product that can become part of our life, because then people can go to the labs and get these tests done every 3 months, so that they can maintain their health. So we wanted to partner up with the labs and the hospital chains and offer this product as a subscription model, so that they can charge from the patients and continue to use this service. And as a company also, we can we can have this customer network continuously while uh, charging annually. And the other important part is this product will be categorized as a class 2 medical device. So therefore it requires semi-annual maintenance, and because of that, again our partner network requires our service. So all that was included in our subscription model. And then looking at the market size, so we see there is a huge potential, billion-dollar potential in this market. So we believe this market is also having annual growth of 7% in the next 5 years. Uh, so that's the kind of potential we have in this technology. Our strategy is to launch this product from the South Asian markets and then move to the Asia Pacific markets, where the emerging markets are, and then move to the European and US markets. But during this strategy, we will move to those business expansion as a US company. So during that journey, we managed to position ourselves as a US company, because we are planning to do all these sales through our Delaware registered entity. So currently we have that entity in operation. In order to make this product a success, so we needed strong backing. So we have a panel of senior advisors who are veterans in the field, who already managed to do world class innovations and world class research publications. So they are the people who are backing us for last 7 years in our research work. So this is our management team, who are business people, who are biomedical engineers, and who are doctors. So they are the team of individuals who are driving this technology development and also the clinical trials. Uh, in terms of our tractions and the achievements, so we have been uh, positioning ourselves both in the academia and also in the startup sector, not only in Sri Lanka but also in the global settings. So uh, at the very beginning, when we started, we were recognized as the top 10 innovations in Cambridge University Innovation Forum. And then we got MetLife Insurance CEO Award in Japan. And then very recently, World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO, selected this as a global case study in the frontier technologies. So those are the global achievements, apart from the clinical level achievements. And when it comes to our US and the business expansion strategy, so we are in the process of raising a funding round, uh, targeting our commercialization process and the FDA approvals. Because we in our first strategy is to launch is from Sri Lanka. For that, we have already spent money, and we got uh, the GMP clearance in NMRM, which is the Medical Regulatory Authority in Sri Lanka. So now we are in the process of getting the pre-market approval to release it to the Sri Lankan hospital network. And in the meantime, for the FDA approval is I mean, in the meantime, we get this FDA approval targeting the world market, because we want to reach out to the other countries through the FDA approach. So that to do that, we are doing this $400,000 fundraising at the moment. We have already got the commitments, and this entire funding shall go to the US entity that we formed in Delaware. So that's about it. And apart from that, there was a US market study done by the SMU Cox University about gender expansion strategy that I added as appendix. So you can, if there, I mean,
We can share
potentially,
that, yes.
yeah. Thank you so much. So that's about it. Yeah.
Thank you, Kirti. So that is actually very, very exciting to know a Sri Lankan company going into IP and positioning yourselves in this extremely competitive yet so lucrative healthcare sector. And totally from the little I understood, uh, looks like we have a very unique. You have a very unique product there. And so, congratulations for putting yourselves through all that. And I know that Delaware, there's a lot of Sri Lankan international overseas companies setting up shops in Delaware for obvious reasons. So just want to put it out there. There is a really good startup program, Startup Nevada. Nevada is also offering something very similar. We work very closely with the governor's office as well as the other entities. So if I just wanted to throw it out for all the startups who are thinking of expanding into the US. So with that, we wrap up our the three presentations to of the startup companies. And we have 5 minutes more. So let me bring the entire panel back to the platform so that we can actually answer any questions. And Kalinga, uh, and we also have Mr. Charita Yattagoda, who had difficulties in technical difficulties in joining at the beginning. So let me give you a minute. Charita, he is the Minister Commercial attached to the Sri Lankan Embassy. So all the voluntary work people like us, the Slackcom, is doing under his purview. He is the spearheading this entire initiative in the US. So Charita, welcome to our forum. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Aruna and others joining from US, and good evening to the ones who are joining from Sri Lanka. First of all, let me thank Aruna for initiating this important, timely forum. As we all know, that one of the strengths that we have as a country stand against other countries in the region is our education, which has a distinct advantage in in this field overall. That we have seen how India has gone so far, and I don't see any reason as why we can't improve this sector, which is a very important sector that can bring a lot of foreign exchange. And I'm very happy to hear those three people who have joined presenting their the products that they are offering, which are very competitive. And of course, we all are working hard, and Aruna, and we are working all together to see as how we can introduce you all to correct partners here. Still we are building it up, because still that's a long way that we have to go. And of course, with these products we can certainly link up with these potential US companies, because there are enormous companies in US having potential to link up with these things, because this is the area that, like, surpassing all other area. I think even in Sri Lanka we have a lot of opportunities in digitization. So this is I think this is the goal in this era. So we all are here to work together to see as how we can bring this up. And please count on us. Is there anything that we can do from our end to facilitate all these your efforts to link up and to bring up to link up with these US entities. And once again, thank you very much, Aruna, for initiating this important forum, which we will take forward until we'll be Sri Lanka become a significant player in overall US IT field. Thank you.
Thanks, Charita. Appreciate that. So actually, there is a whole team of directors actually working behind alongside with me. So we are really happy to do that. Before I turn on to the first question from the viewers, I also want to make a positive remark. I think this is both Sachindra, you, and all the founders together working. Our work dates back to a couple of years with Slackcom, and we have listened to some of these startup presentations. At the time, there was no global competitive study on the offer. They were all looking into Sri Lanka and what they can do instead of what the market needs. It is extremely refreshing to see all of you had not only one country, a global outlook and a competitive market way, and where you are positioned in that alone is an indication that you or Sri Lanka is ready for to be a global player. That's exactly how you should approach. So kudos to that. So with that said, let me bring on the first question. I think Sachindra, you kind of answered in the forum, but I thought I will discuss this again. Slackcom discussed on the venture capital fund set up this connected with the digital transformation we can expect within the government and private sector to investor confidence and facilitate startup fintech. So I think, Sachindra, you want to add anything here? Uh,
I'm not quite aware. I did hear about this. As far as I know, there is no venture fund being set up by Slashcom yet, but we have discussed across our partners of the investment summit to work towards setting up a fund. So there are funds like BOB Capital, which presented last time, which is
all
and
right.
they run funds of Dialogue, which is a digital innovation fund, and their own fund. Inventures has their own fund. So right now, what we are trying to work as a government is to facilitate a framework so that we can bring in corporates for a mutual fund, and Slashcom could also be part of it through their companies, and that's something that we're trying to do.
Thank you. Yes, so I also forgot to mention at the beginning, Mr. Chalinda Bikon, who is the founding partner of Ventures, was supposed to join this forum purely to answer these kind of questions, Damita, and everyone, where how private citizens like you can get involved in investing, maybe in a VC fund, but unfortunately, he had a sad incident. His mother passed away. So, Chalinda, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. So he will be joining from next time, either Chalinda Abo as well as Prajit from BOB Capital, as Sachindra pointed out. So I believe we are already 2 minutes over. I will go into few other questions. I think there is a question from Ayana Bevikrama for the third speaker. Does the doctor have to prescribe your test for anyone can walk in, or anyone can walk into the lab and get it done?
Yes, anyone can walk into the lab and get it done. So that's the regulation requirement. But like a sugar test, so you similar to that one. So let's say if you like a sugar test, HbA1c, that kind of a test. So a patient can get it done by choice, or else doctor can do that. But initially, we are planning to promote this through the doctors and establish this test as a new medical test in the medical field. So then we see a huge value that we can generate in the market. But to answer your question, there is no special requirement like angiogram to prescribe by the doctor. Okay.
All right, thank you. So there's another related question from Bhaskar Ganesan. To bring medical devices to US, do you need a clinical study here? Do you
Uh,
know?
yes, yes, that one is it's like this. It's a FDA regulatory requirement. So if FDA asks us to do, that is choice by FDA. So otherwise, now say for example, you can say Pfizer, right? Pfizer drug. So it was not properly clinically trialed before you use it. Like say it was modeled only, not tested on patient. So likewise, there are different drug and device requirement. This is coming under class 2 diagnostic device. So they can accept the test that were done in the other parts of the world with the proper regulatory measures. So that is why we followed uh, the ethics clearance and collaboration with the medical faculty, all that. So even the products that are introduced in United States are being clinically trialed in other parts of the world, sometimes in India, sometimes in Africa. So it's very difficult to do drug trials in United States like that. So but in case if FDA, I mean, we are still not up that level with FDA. But if they ask to do that, then there is a collaboration already with University of California and Stanford University. So their research labs are helping to conduct that kind of uh, test trials. So that yeah.
Sorry, I was on mute there. Thank you. Yes, I think that is very impressive. If you have the opportunity to work with so prestigious universities like the UC system and Stanford, we are very religious about everyone's time. And again, thank you very much for joining in this Labor Day weekend, everyone. I will close this out with just one last question coming from Damitri Langasingha. I think this was a question posted a little while ago. What was the ROI for the first two startups? But I think we can actually direct this question to all three of you.
Shall I answer? Oh.
Go ahead, please. Yeah, anyone.
Yeah, it's so in my case, in the first 5 years, it's about the valuation multiples, and then I after that it will be uh, I mean it will be the share benefits, like we can give them whatever the profit shares we are earning through the operation, because after 5 year operation we are not planning to raise any further funding because we are fully profitable. But initially even with my initial investors also, they have already got about uh, 150 times, uh, if I technically speaking, multiples. But that's the kind of I mean, that's not something unusual for a deep tech startup. Even there were global studies that some companies went up to 1,000 times. Right? So having 100x, 200x, it's normal for deep tech space. But for a general purpose companies, I know it's 5x, 10x. That's the model. But at this level, what I can promise is something like 10x in next 3 years time, like, because we have already passed most of the milestones now. Yeah.
Thank you. Udita, Kirti, you want to take a stab at that quickly?
Yeah, I will also like to add similar to the gender innovation where we are also deep tech product. So our multiples also kind of in a similar nature where we through the patents that we do and the research publications as well as the deep integration into a large tech company, could be like Nvidia, Microsoft, and Cisco. Those kind of integrations that can add the really high end exit or the kind of a partnerships that we are looking at to the 5 years kind of timeline.
All right. Thank you.
So
Okay, go ahead.
for us, it will be around 5 to 7x gain within the course of 5 years. Plus, we the way how we are designed the product and the company is actually, as I said earlier, it's more of a different culture. So the way how we are thinking about is not just the guaranteed return, plus it will obviously have, but it's not we are looking from an angel investor. We're looking for a person or a group who have a common belief for us to work together, which is because we need to position as a country to build products to the world. So we have a lot more things to offer other than the tourist attractions in the country. We have like thousands of years of knowledge that we have gathered that we are ready to offer to the world in a different forms. So work lens is a reflection of it. So the way how we are thinking about not just the return, it's something else that we as a country should mark ourselves in the world. This is a Sri Lankan product; everybody will buy it. So like the way how we are buying the Japanese cars, the way how we are buying Mercedes or BMWs, that quality, that thing will be the ultimate return for the angel investor. That cannot be measured by something else, right? So that's basically what we are trying to do from our end. But from the monetary perspective, it will be around 5 to 7x. But that's not only that an angel investor will get.
Got it. Thank you, Kalinga. Yes. So again, I want to thank you, everyone. And basically, this is not a question, but to post a sentiment that I have seen posted by many participants. So I just picked one. So as Indiga says, three very good presentations on three different areas. Thanks everyone for taking the time to present. And what we will do is this invitation to Kirti, Kalinga, and Udita. Please send me a synopsis of your organization, maybe just a very, very high level. We typically include this recorded video along with your synopsis to the entire base who registered to participate in this webinar series. And we will take it from there. I'm sure this is not the first time we are seeing you. And this series will continue every last Saturday of each month. And hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
so much.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good one. For those who are listening, have a great Labor Day weekend.